In Microsoft Entra ID, an enterprise application is your way of securely managing access to services, whether they are third party SaaS apps, custom build apps, or Microsoft services. Think of it as the bridge between your users and the apps they need, all while keeping everything secure and manageable. Let's understand what enterprise application can do for you in the Entra ID. Using enterprise applications capability, you can let users log into apps with their Microsoft Entra credentials. No need to remember multiple passwords. Whether it's using SAML, OAuth, OpenID Connect, or password-based authentication, you are covered. Using enterprise application capability, you get full control over who access the app. You can assign permissions to individual users or groups and even automate access with dynamic or attribute-based group assignments. You can apply conditional access policies to make sure users meet certain conditions before accessing an app, like requiring MFA or using compliant devices. You can save yourself time by setting up automatic account creation, updates, or removal in SaaS apps like a Salesforce or ServiceNow based on the roles or group memberships. And you can easily track who is using the app, monitor sign-ins, and get alerts for access errors with built-in reporting tools. You can use enterprise application for SaaS apps, custom apps, and Microsoft services. For SaaS apps, let's say your team uses Salesforce or Zoom. You can integrate these apps into Entra ID, which allows secure SSO and automated provisioning. For custom apps, you can bring them under the Entra ID umbrella and enforce the same security policies. For Microsoft services, applications like Exchange Online, SharePoint, or Teams are also managed as enterprise applications. Managing access to enterprise applications can be complex, especially when juggling user permissions, reporting, and ongoing access evaluation. Once an application is integrated with your organization's identity system, managing its access is an ongoing task. IT teams often need to actively manage and assign access to users. Decisions may require approvals from business leaders before assignments are made. Organizations with advanced setups might integrate with role-based access control or attribute-based access control, but these approaches can be costly and complex to maintain. This is where Microsoft Entra ID provides robust and flexible tools to manage access to enterprise applications. Entra ID supports automatic attribute-based assignments. This will reduce manual work. Business decision makers can approve access assignments and ensure streamlined operations. And administrators can easily track assignment errors, usage, and overall access status, which will simplify reporting and compliance. You can assign access to enterprise apps in two ways, such as individual user assignment and group-based assignment, which require Entra ID P1 or P2 license. Sometimes you want to make sure that only specific people in your organization can access certain applications, no exceptions. That's where requiring user assignment comes in. When you enable this feature in the enterprise application, you are essentially saying only the users I explicitly assign can sign in to this application. Requiring user assignment is a feature of the enterprise application. This feature is perfect for apps that are sensitive, specialized, or need extra layers of security, such as federated SSO apps, means apps using SAML-based authentication where sign-in needs to be tightly controlled. Application proxy apps, where apps protected by Microsoft Entra pre-authentication. And OAuth 2.0 or OpenID Connect apps, where apps that require users or admins to consent before granting access. If a user is explicitly assigned to the app, they can sign in and access the app as intended. The app will also show up in their My Apps portal, which makes it easy for users to find. If a user is not assigned to the app, they won't see the app listed in their My Apps portal. However, depending on the app's configuration, they might still be able to access it using a direct link. Why is this important for you? Requiring user assignment gives you greater control over app access. It's like having a guest list for a party. You decide who gets in and keep everyone else out. This is especially useful for protecting sensitive apps that only a small group should use and reduce unnecessary exposure to apps your user don't need. By restricting access to only assigned users, you ensure that the right people have access while keeping your environment secure and organized. It's a simple yet powerful way to stay in control. Microsoft Entra ID lets you tailor how users interact with your applications and offer options like Microsoft Entra My Apps, which is a centralized portal for accessing assigned apps, Microsoft 365 Application Launcher, which provides integrated access to productivity tools, and direct links to federated apps, which provide seamless app-specific access. Microsoft applications like Exchange, SharePoint, and Ammer are managed slightly differently. For such applications, you can assign access through user or group-based licensing. For free apps, users or admins can grant permissions as needed. And some Microsoft apps require both licensing and consent for access. Overall, using Microsoft Entra ID for enterprise application management, you can reduce manual workloads with automated group-based assignments, combine multiple access models for tailored solutions, enforce granular conditional access policies for role-specific needs, and built-in reporting provides visibility into usage, assignments, and errors. By leveraging Microsoft Entra ID, you simplify the ongoing complexity of application access and ensure your organization apps remain secure, accessible, and easy to manage.